Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be doing a full review of the LEGO Disney 100 minifigures. These retail for $6 a pack in Australia, and these released on June 1st in Australia, so a bit later than some of the other countries. Anyways, this series has 18 minifigures, and this series is to coincide with Disney celebrating its 100 years of the company, because it was formed in 1923. And without further ado, let's just get started by showing you the pamphlet and the packaging. So here is the pamphlet, and as you can see, I do have all the minifigures. And this series has 18 minifigures. Usually there's just 12 in these recent series, but this series has 18. And even the previous two Disney series, so this is technically Disney Series 3. The previous two Disney series also had 18 minifigures each. Here's the back. Here is the packaging design. I do like the packaging design. I even like how it shows Disney 100 there. And yeah, the packaging design does look pretty nice. Alright, let's show you these minifigures now, and I'm going to categorize these from decades. Basically, like the characters from the movie they appear in the movie, which year that movie was released in. So I'm going to be showing you in that way. Alright, we'll start off with the 1920s. We have Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, the oldest character in this series. And you could probably tell already because he's black and white, except he does have blue pants there. He's got an accessory, Oswald Act 2 Take 1, and this really cool molded head. Oswald was a character that I was not excited about getting, but seeing him in person, I just really like this minifigure in person. This minifigure looks great in person. I do like his ears. Love that face. Oswald's a pretty cool looking minifigure. Even though he is basic, he's still a pretty cool minifigure. And also the minifigure stands of this series does show the Disney 100 printed stands. I do like when minifigure series do get their own unique stands. It's just different to the other ones. But Oswald the Lucky Rabbit overall is a pretty decent minifigure. I do like this minifigure. I even like his accessory, the clapperboard. So that is Oswald. Let's move on to the 1930s. Alright, in the 1930s, we have the Evil Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, released in 1937, and here she is. And I guess you could say it's weird that they didn't include Snow White in the series, but they included the Evil Queen. But Snow White is actually going to be releasing in the Disney Castle set that's coming out soon. And also, the Evil Queen does also come in the Disney Villain Icon set, the large set, but she's in her disguised version. But this one is the normal version, and here she is. And I gotta say, this is a really good looking minifigure. I really like this minifigure, mainly for her accessory, which just looks really good. The magic mirror, and even has a Lego face on it, a Lego head. She does have a very soft material cape. Here's the back. And she has even a crown piece. And they have that part so that it looks like that there is no stud on top. Now, one thing I don't like about this minifigure, it's very minor, I still like the minifigure, is that the face print, the face skin tone does not match the color of the hands, like the normal particular Lego minifigure skin tone. But it's fine, it's very minor. It's just that when you look at it in the pamphlet, it does look like that the skin of the face is matching the hands, but when you actually get the minifigure, it is not exactly matching it. But anyways, I like her magic mirror accessory, and this is probably one of my favorite minifigures of the series, probably my top 5. Really like this minifigure. She's from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and what an impressive looking minifigure. I really do like this one. Alright, now let's move on to the 1940s. Alright, the 1940s gave us 3 characters, because we have 2 characters from Pinocchio and Fantasia, Mickey Mouse, and funny enough, both of these films came out the same year, 1940. So we have Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, and Mickey Mouse Fantasia. So let's start off with Pinocchio from Pinocchio. This is the first time they're making Pinocchio in Lego form, and they put a molded nose on his head, so you can't rotate it. But you can just see how hilarious that looks. He's actually a pretty good minifigure. When I first saw the pictures, I wasn't really interested in this minifigure. He's even got a fishbowl accessory with a castle printed. This minifigure is good. He's got the mid legs. I do like his torso printing. I do like this minifigure. He's pretty good. I like it. Pretty cool. there is Pinocchio. Here is Jiminy Cricket. Now, of course, he's meant to be extremely small compared to Pinocchio, but I'm actually glad that they made him a minifigure again. They did that with Tweety Bird from the Looney Tunes series. Jiminy Cricket is fantastic. I just love this minifigure. I love the face print. This minifigure is just good, even though it seems to be just a basic minifigure. I like this minifigure. Here's his hat with the dual molded yellow and blue. He's even got a carousel. He's got printing on the feet. Overall, just a good minifigure. Now, I thought that his head would be glow in the dark. It just looked like it. I tried testing it out. It seems like his head does not glow in the dark. But that's fine. Jiminy Cricket is fantastic. Love this minifigure. Really impressive to get Jiminy Cricket in Lego form. Finally, we have Fantasia Mickey. Now, of course, we've seen Mickey Mouse in Lego form many times before, and he's been in the previous two Disney series as well. But this one is the Sorcerer Mickey, so he's from the Fantasia film. As an accessory, he's got a broom and a bucket. Let's just show you the minifigure without the accessories. Really nice torso leg printing. Back torso printing is nice. And now this is all one piece, so you can't remove the hat piece from the head. But overall, this is a fantastic minifigure. Yeah, it is. I was actually gonna say, but not one of my favorites of the series, but still a pretty good minifigure. I mean, this series in general is good. You get so many different characters from different franchises. Alright, there is Sorcerer Mickey. Now let's move on to the 1950s. Alright, so the 1950s, we have the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland and Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. So we'll start off with the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, released in 1951. Here is the Queen of Hearts. Now, the first series had Alice and Cheshire Cat, so I like that now they're including another character from that film. It's really nice. She's got that big dress piece that is used for even the Aristocrat minifigure from the Series 24 and even originally in Series 15 for the Queen. And now this is a crown and hair combo, so you can't remove the crown from the hair. She does have an alternate face, a yelling face. I actually like this face better. And yeah, just an overall decent minifigure. Not one of my favorites of the series, but decent minifigure. Pretty cool. Nice to get a lot of Disney villains in the series, of course, and you can add them to your Disney villains collection with the new Disney villains icon set releasing. Pretty cool. Then we have Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, released in 1959. The first series had Maleficent, and now we have Aurora. So here is Aurora. She even has an owl accessory. Here's Aurora. And she has an alternate face, a sleeping face. An okay minifigure, not one of my favorites. But I'm pretty sure we've seen like mini dolls of her before. The first time I'm getting a minifigure of her in this cheap Disney 100 series. There's Aurora. Let's move on to the 1960s now. Alright, we have Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, released in 1961. And I think a lot of people are gonna really like this minifigure just because she's never been in Lego form before. So let's take a look at her. She does have a Dalmatian as an accessory. Here she is. Now, in my opinion, to me, when I look at the face, it reminds me a lot of the Joker's face. Like, if you just look at it carefully, it just looks like the Joker. Anyways, here's her hairpiece, you know, with the black and white. And not much else to say about this minifigure. Just gonna show you the minifigure around. I don't know what this accessory is meant to be. But anyways, here's Cruella de Vil. Another one of the bad guys of the series. Or should I say, bad ladies, I guess. There's Cruella de Vil. Let's move on now to the 1970s. Alright, we're going to move on to the 1970s, and we have a Robin Hood pair. Now, I'm really surprised that they included Robin Hood in this series. It's really surprising. Alright, let's take a look at the minifigures. Robin Hood from 1973 Robin Hood. And this minifigure looks fantastic. When I first heard the leaks of this minifigure, I was not excited about getting this minifigure. But this minifigure turned out to be fantastic. Love the molded head. Love the overall look of the minifigure. I love the rubber tail. This is a great minifigure. Love this one. Love it. He's got side dual arm, dual molded arms, dual molded legs. He's even got a feather that you can attach to that hull. This is one of my favorite minifigures of the series easily. Alright, then we have King John, the villain of Robin Hood. Now I'm surprised that they included him. I kind of wish that they didn't include him. It's just kind of a weird choice. And instead, not including a Robin Hood pair, just include maybe one more Pixar character, because this series only does have one Pixar franchise, like 2 Pixar characters from one franchise, but it doesn't matter. Still not a bad minifigure, just not my favorite, to be honest. Probably my least favorite of the series. There's King John. Let's move on to the 1980s. Alright, there's actually no one from the 1980s, so we'll just skip to the 90s now. Alright, let's move on to the 90s now, and these are the characters from the Disney Renaissance. So here's Pocahontas. This is the first ever Pocahontas Lego figure ever to come out. I don't know if she came in a mini doll, but I know that this is the first time we got her minifigure form. She's from the 1995 film Pocahontas. This isn't a bad minifigure. I do like the overall looks of the minifigure. The hairpiece is nice, that it kind of flows with the wind. And then you even get 3 of these leaf pieces, so kind of just to represent that as the leaves, like, I guess, you know, fly away, then her hair kind of flows with the wind as well. She's got a circular accessory. I don't know what that's meant to be of. And here is the back, and she's got an alternate face. And yeah, not much else to say with Pocahontas. I've never seen the film Pocahontas before. Here is Mulan. This is probably one of my favorite minifigures of the series. I just really like the overall looks of this minifigure. Like, I just like this minifigure. She looks like a real warrior looking minifigure with that sword, and just the overall outfit as well. She's even got an alternate face. Her hairpiece is rubber, surprisingly. Pretty interesting. And she even has this accessory with a cricket inside. So you get 2 crickets in this series. Jiminy Cricket and then this cricket from Mulan. Here's Mulan. Alright, there we go. Let's move on to the 2000s now. Alright, the 2000s, we got Lilo and Stitch and Princess and the Frog characters. So here's Stitch from the 2002 film Lilo and Stitch. And I gotta say straight away, this is probably my favorite minifigure of this series. I've always wanted the original Stitch from the 2016 Disney Series 1 CMF, because he was included in that. But now that we're getting him in this series with different facial expression, accessories, and 4 arms, I just really like this minifigure a lot. He's got 4 arms on the same pivot joint. Now, I know that there was a Lego Star Wars set, a solo minifigure with this like style of arms. Now we're getting it for Stitch, which works perfectly. Let's look at that amazing molded head. Love how detailed that head is. And then even the torso and feet and leg printing. Oh, this minifigure is just fantastic. It's so adorable as well. I love this minifigure. Love it. And he's got 2 blasters. He doesn't have 4 actually. He has 2 only. But Stitch is just amazing. Fantastic minifigure. Love this minifigure in every way. Alright, then we have Tiana from Princess and the Frog. This is not really one of my favorite minifigures of the series. I do like her accessory, the 2x3 print, Tiana's Palace. She does have a frog as an accessory as well. I do like the green color on this minifigure. I haven't really seen that in Lego. Like, I haven't really seen that much with Lego pieces. Like, the green does actually stand out to me, like the color. And she does have an alternate face. Not much to say about her, because she's not really one of my favorites of the series. Oops. I do like her accessory. That's probably the best part about her. Alright. Then we have Dr. Facilier, another villain, and he's the villain from Princess and the Frog. And I forgot to mention, Princess and the Frog is from 2009. I saw Princess and the Frog like a very long time ago. I watched it in cinemas when I was in kindergarten. There was like a school excursion. He's got 2 accessories. He's got this staff, and he's got a 1x2 print. And then here is the minifigure. He's got the same hat mold as Jiminy Cricket. Here is Dr. Facilier. Another okay minifigure, not one of my favorites, but just an okay minifigure. Alright, then let's finally move on to the 2010s. Alright, we have 2010s, so we have Big Hero 6 and Coco. So let's start off with Baymax from Big Hero 6, released in 2014. And this minifigure does look pretty interesting. I do like the head print. He's got these exclusive arms, these new molded arms just made for this minifigure. Because, you know, he does have long arms. Now, he does kind of have the same problem with Mr. Incredible, that he's very small and he should be like a lot bulkier, I guess. But it is what it is. It's still a good minifigure. He's even got this little charging station with a print here. And he can basically stand on this. Yeah, pretty good minifigure. Next up, we have Miguel from Coco, released in 2017. This is the only Pixar Lego minifigures in the series, these two characters. So you get Dante, another character with another minifigure. So you have Dante. Here's Miguel. What a fantastic looking minifigure. I do like that they included two heads, so you can like swap it out with this head and also the hairpiece. And he's got the mid legs. And yeah, Miguel's pretty cool. And then finally, and probably one of the most detailed minifigures I've ever seen in a very long time, Ernesto de la Cruz. This minifigure is so detailed. He's got printing all over his mariachi hat, and that's a hair and hat combo, by the way. He's got printing on his arms and legs. He's so detailed looking. And even his guitar, it's so detailed with the skull as well. This minifigure is definitely fantastic and one of my favorites of this series. And yes, he's the bad guy from Coco. Another great Pixar villain in Lego form to add to the collection. But what a fantastic minifigure, isn't he? Anyways, that's the last minifigure. Really like this minifigure a lot. Anyways, now let's move on to my final thoughts, and I'll give you my top 5 favorites as well. Overall, I'd say that this series overall is fantastic. It's definitely the best out of the 3 Disney series. I think it's even better than Disney Series 1 because you get so many different characters from so many different franchises. You get a lot of like characters that don't come in pairs, and that just makes you know, for a lot more characters from different franchises. The second series I did not like that they included like 4 ducks and then Chip and Dale. It's just kind of a waste of space. But this series, like the selection of characters they chose, are really good. I really like the series overall. This series is really good, and it's my second CMF series to complete, just like Series 24. And yeah, I really like the series. I'm going to give you my top 5 favorites. So Stitch is my favorite from this series. Ernesto is definitely second. I'm going to have to go with Robin Hood as my 3rd favorite. The Evil Queen as my 4th. And Jiminy Cricket as my 5th. So these are my top 5 favorite minifigures of this series. I love all 5 of these minifigures. They're fantastic. Anyways, let me know in the comments which minifigure do you like of this series. And that's it for this review, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.